We're gonna be real transparent here. Hello, welcome to the village. My name is Isaiah, but you can call me Villy. I'm here on YouTube documenting my journey of self-improvement and personal development and all of its trial and error, 1 week at a time. And this week, we're talking about perspective. Perspective is defined as a framework containing the basic assumptions, ways of thinking, and methodology that are commonly accepted by members of a scientific community. It can also be defined as a general mental model or framework for anything. For me, perspective is simply how you decide to view your situations or scenarios or whatever it is life throws at you, right? Going back to the old glass half full, half empty kind of thing. Speaking of perspective, y'all see this chair that I'm sitting in week after week, bruh? This joint leaning back more than Fat Joe. And it's got this thing with the arm. I got a wheel missing. Oh! I feel like Kai Cenat, I don't know. But to be honest, I'm just glad I got something as close to a gaming chair as I could get right now. There's other options, but I wouldn't be able to tolerate sitting through this video, and I would just kind of look a lot funnier on any other chair in my house. It's felt like as of late, I've had to put a bit more effort and intention on achieving my desired perspective, if that makes sense. I'll find myself in a particular circumstance or situation, and my initial second nature, just immediate thought process is like, man, this really sucks. And I tend to just innately just think about how bad of a time I'm having whenever I'm in a adversary situation, right? And I'll say my immediate thoughts and perception, which is very different from perspective. And quite often it is perception that is leading us astray from our path of growth and development, right? Whereas if we really tune in onto our perspective, that could be game changing. And the fact that my immediate thoughts and perception is usually one of negativity, it makes me question what I've learned to be called my paradigm. But I'll have to save that for another video, alright? I'm still learning, and that's gonna take up way too much time in itself, okay? We'll get back to paradigm, alright? In these moments of going back and forth between my negative thoughts and my desired perspective, I feel like I find myself in what feels like an arm wrestling match, a conceptual tug of war, if you will. Just kind of going back and forth between how I believe that I innately feel and what I'm trying to force myself into feeling. And in those moments, what I find works best for me is to just overpower and overload myself with positivity and affirmations. Let's say I've been craving, my favorite restaurant, or I've just been craving to go out and eat in general, but it's not necessarily in the budget. Rather than pondering and just thinking about how broke I might be, I'll instead stay in, prep dinner, and cook a nice meal for myself. And the whole time, just say how grateful I am. I'm grateful that I have this beautiful pot set to cook with. I'm grateful that I have these ingredients in a full fridge. I'm so grateful for the knowledge of cooking these meals, and even just having the physical capability to cook for myself, which a lot of people don't have. So rather than staying stuck on what I don't have and what I'm not able to do, I just focus on what I do have, what I am able to do, just acknowledging and being grateful for all that I do have. Now, on the same token, immediately after getting through those moments of turbulence or, kind of tricking myself out of those low vibrations, I have a moment of realization that there might be, something I want to bring some attention to within myself, right? Why do I keep going right to these, states of low vibration and these thoughts of negativity anytime I'm faced with some troubling situations? And I realize that there's work that I have to continue to do within myself to lessen the chances of me having those initial thoughts in the future. Ways that I work on these things are through my meditations, through journaling, and a newer concept to me that I found out through the late great Bob Proctor is something I call a manifestation book. He didn't really call it this, but that's just what I'm calling it. All right. And that's simply just a little notebook of you writing down where you want to be and where you're going to be in the present tense as if you're already there. And then not just writing it down, but keeping it with you and constantly reading it out loud and looking at it. And just throughout your day, anytime you have free time, at least once a day, I look at mine every chance I get, to be honest. I keep mine right in my wallet, so anytime I'm having to make a transaction or anytime, I'm in or out the house, I never leave the house without my wallet. And if it's in my wallet, that's a constant reminder of me checking it out and reading my manifestations, right? Dipping into the principles of the law of attraction, which we have touched on the channel. You can click the link somewhere up here. It's somewhere, I'm sure. And with doing these things, I think it definitely works on shifting that paradigm that we talked about a little bit earlier, and getting closer and closer to the end goal of just being in this all around consistent state of positivity and high vibrations, right? That's the goal. At least that's my goal, to be honest. Nobody's perfect, and we all have our, ups and downs and our low days, but I think it's a matter of how long we stay in those moments. That really says a lot about your journey and process. Final verdict. How do I feel about perspective? I think that it's definitely worth looking into. You've obviously clicked this video for a reason. You're learning about perspective, or you have an interest, or just are curious, right? Definitely look into it, educate yourself, and once you do, it becomes about implementing and practicing shifting your perspective. I 100% recommend anybody further their education in this particular topic. Focus on getting yourself to have your desired perspective that you want for whatever journey it is that you're on, and I think if mastered, it can truly change your world. Well, there you have it. That has been my take on perspective. If you have been enlightened in any way, or just enjoyed my viewpoint and how I break down the idealization of perspective, I implore you to leave a comment. Let me know. I'm not here to, come across as if I know it all, or that I have even the answers for you per se. The main goal is just at least open the conversation. And that goal has failed if you're not commenting. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let others know what you think. Let other people provide feedback. Don't just comment on this video. Comment on people's comments, bro. Open up the conversation for real. Let's talk about this. Let's come to an understanding in a respectful and peaceful and loving, kind way. Right? And as always, we are ever learning, growth-oriented, and evolutionary thinkers here in the village. If you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely want to check out last week's video right over here. Don't forget to like and subscribe right over here. And until next time, Vil.